All right, my contemplation this morning is on the news I saw over the weekend. And the Minister of Trade, new Minister of Trade, Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, saying that the target in AfCFTA trade in Africa under AfCFTA, the target is $79 billion. I believe it's possible. You know, we need leaders with vision, actually. We need leaders with vision, that you set a target that you want to achieve. So what I want to do in this video today is to make a recommendation on what I think should be done. Because we really need to set a very audacious target as far as export is concerned, and then pursue that vision, because we can do it actually. But you know, we've not taken export very seriously because we just look for other means of achieving this objective. We want to generate effects. We're not taking export seriously. Countries that have massive foreign reserve in hundreds of billions of dollars, smaller country than Nigeria, are massive exporters, and they don't joke with export. So I believe in Africa, with over 1.3 billion people and over 1.4 billion GDP, we can achieve the 79 billion target of the Minister of Trade under AfCFTA. So, but what do we need to do? I'll talk about a few things. Number one, people need to know about the program. There are businesses in Nigeria today that need to know about AfCFTA. They need to know that they can export to Ghana duty-free. They need to know they can export to Kenya duty-free. They need to know about they can export to South Africa duty-free. They need to know they can export to different parts of Africa duty-free for a number of products. So some people are not even aware. You know, sometimes I do a lot of training, both for bankers and non-bankers, business people. And sometimes when I ask about AfCFTA, people know about AfCFTA. 10%, 15%, max 20, 30% in the class are aware of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement. Agreement that was signed even before COVID. It's over 5 years already. And Nigeria did its very first shipment around July in 2024. So people need to know about the program. And when I need to know about the program, you know the way when election is coming, either at the state level or at the national level, that we know, everybody know the major contenders. At least the two major contenders. You know, that kind of knowing, the fact, the publicity given to that kind of to the election, that make people to know that's the kind of publicity the government need to give to you. So I want to recommend to the minister, you need to do a lot of publicity among the public sector, and as you are trying to let people know about the program, let them know about the profit or the benefit of the program. As an importer, how does it benefit me? As an exporter, how does it benefit me? As an importer, if I am taking AfCFTA serious, I might be able to source for goods in Africa without looking for foreign exchange again. Because with PASS, Pan-African Payment and Settlement System, I can easily import into Africa, into Nigeria, just paying in Naira. In fact, I can now source in Africa duty-free, and I might be able to source, if I reward my supply chain, source my raw material in Africa duty-free for some product. So we need to let people know about the program. We need to let people know about the profit. We need people know about the payment. The fact that we now have a Pan-African Payments and Settlement System that can get them paid in minutes. They can get their payment in the local currency, and they can also pay in local currency. More importantly is that government must be involved in helping Nigerian promote Nigerian product in every African country. As a matter of fact, I think it's important that the minister do something in terms of partnering with Ministry of Foreign Affairs to become to sell Nigerian product in every country where they are residing. So that at the end of the day, the ambassador knows it's not just there for visa and other things they do, that they are there to promote Nigeria and Nigerian product, and create a desk that I can call to be able to get detail of purchasers in that country. If you don't do this, if this is not done, AfCFTA will go the way of ETLS. ETLS is over 30 years. ETLS is similar agreement at the West African level, the ECOWAS trade liberalization scheme, which is pretty much like AfCFTA with free trade agreement. Even in West Africa, we even have a custom union and even a common market, go beyond the free trade level. But in spite of all this, you know, when I was doing my MSc, my research was on ETLS. I was shocked as many businesses that were not aware of ETLS in West Africa. And their business can take advantage of it, but they're not aware of it. They're not aware of it because nobody's talking about it actually. And what I discover is when foreigners come into Nigeria, they look for agreement Nigeria has signed. They look for a law that can favor them so that they'll be able to take advantage of this opportunity that exists, which is now on the African continent. It's also important to talk about product. Let me say a lot about this product. If you are going to sell on the African continent, we must promote value-added product. You know, currently Nigeria exports a lot of commodities that will not fly in Africa. I've done a research on about 50 markets in Africa. They are on our YouTube channel. If you visit Global Trade Tutor or Voice of African Trade, you will see it. And what we did was to analyze different markets. In fact, you also can find it on our LinkedIn page, actually. Analyze different markets on the African continent. Look at what we're trying to do. We're trying to analyze this market to be able to know what are the products they buy. And we realize that many African countries will buy what is needed for survival. They'll buy other luxurious products, but I'm talking about what we help us to get the numbers we are looking for. Because majority of African countries live a low-income economy, lower middle-income economy. Low-income economy less than $1,000 per annum. Lower middle-income economy less than $4,000, between $1,000 and $1,400 per annum. But do you know what happened? Many people are below $1,000 per annum, and with the level of inflation, the disposable income has been eroded. So people buying what is important, what is essential. So what are they buying? Food, agri-product, personal care product, drug, the things they need for survival. So if you are going to succeed in AfCFTA, we must be buying, we must be selling rather, the things that need for survival. It must be value added. Not many countries in Africa will buy crude oil from us. Not many countries in Africa will buy cocoa from us. Not many countries in Africa, they won't buy sesame seed, they won't buy ginger, they won't buy gum arabic. They won't buy most of the commodity because, you know, Nigeria is number 15 on ease of doing business in Africa. 55 countries. Nigeria is about number 15, meaning Nigeria is better than almost 40 countries in Africa. What does that tell you? If we are going to really be able to trade in Africa, we must be selling value added. Commodity will not fly. Commodity will not fly. So we must invest in supporting manufacturers. And that takes me to the next one, post-export incentive. There must be, you know, we have EEG. EEG is moribund. It's not being utilized, as in it's not being, government is not funding it. We must have a post-export incentive that will encourage businesses who are manufacturing to want to consider export. He's doing well locally. He's selling locally. There's a lot of market in Nigeria. But you are telling him to do export. Why should he do export? There must be post-export incentive. There must be something government is doing to encourage people to want to do export. Post-export incentive that they don't have to queue up for. They don't have to follow up for. As soon as they export, within few months, they will be able to get those incentives, whatever support the government will give them to reduce the cost of doing business and make them competitive in that market. Post-export incentive. More importantly is the documentation. You know, in international trade, documentation is very key. And for a program like African Continental Free Trade Agreement, the rule of origin is critical. Meaning I need to get a certificate of origin that shows that the product I'm exporting is from Nigeria, among other things I need to do. The detail of how to get this rule of certificate of origin, the detail of documentation involved, especially at destination market, need to be made available. So the idea basically is this morning, that we can achieve the $79 billion of the Minister of Trade target under AfCFTA. However, if you are going to achieve it, the program must be publicized, must be known to the people. We must promote Nigerian products in the export market, supporting Nigerian businesses to get purchasers in the export market. People must know about the profit of AfCFTA. We must educate them about the products that are sellable under AfCFTA. It's important they understand the paperwork required to be able to do business under AfCFTA. They must also be aware of the payment and the Pan-African payment and settlement system under the AfCFTA. And lastly, post-export incentive. Post-export incentive. So thank you very much, Madam Minister, for the vision you have for non-oil export. $79 billion export under AfCFTA is very possible. We're not doing so much right now. I think it's about 5 or 10 years. I don't know the number of years for the target, but it's good we have a direction. It's good we have a goal. It's good we have a direction we are going to. But it's also important, as we have a vision and goal, we break it into objective, the different sector we want to leverage on to achieve it, and also have a strategy. Then we can have a plan and begin to implement that plan. Thank you very much. See you in the next video, and bye for now.